Hi, I'm Andrew Gay. I'm Managing Director of Votago, which is an internet-based marketing company. And what we do is we help our clients get more business via the web. Now, the question is, why would this be of any interest to you? Well, the fact of the matter is that business is getting more competitive. We all know that, and especially with the advent of the internet. And it's also true to say that business owners are always looking for an edge. Business is a competition, it's a jungle out there. And as a business owner, we've always got to be looking for ways to make ourselves more successful. Now, the problem, though, with the internet is that business owners don't always have the skills and resources to be able to market themselves effectively on the web. But with the right business partner, though, such as Votago, that task can be effectively outsourced, and as a business you can manage your online development in a performance-based way. So let's just dive into this now in a bit more detail. As we all know, people are looking more and more online for information. Around about 40% of searches actually have a local intent. So that means that although they might be looking for, curtains or blinds or swimming pools or whatever people are looking for, they're actually, when they type stuff into Google or into the search engines, they're actually looking for businesses in their local area. And the other interesting factor to think about is that 80% of people's incomes is actually spent locally. Now, as we know, the yellow pages, bless them, they are slowly dying. I know they've made a move online, but those big thick books that are lying like doorstops in your, in the bottom of your drawer in the back of the study somewhere, they are being used less and less frequently. So what response then are businesses, small businesses, medium-sized enterprises, having to this, burgeoning online world? Well, unfortunately, not all are actually taking advantage of it. Why might this be, you ask? Well, business does have a bit of an aversion to the internet, and probably there's a couple of reasons for it. First of all, back in the 90s or in the early 2000s, there was a huge push to get online. Everyone had to be online, right? And I did the same thing as well. I set up for the business I had at the time, I set up a website just to have, quote unquote, have an online presence. And it looked very nice, and it was a good brochure site, but really it got no traffic, and it was basically an expensive exercise that added nothing to the bottom line of my business. And I guess many of you would have had the same sort of experience. The other issue as well, I think, is that because the internet is evolving so rapidly, many businesses don't actually have the skills and the knowledge or even the resources and the time to actually develop their own online presence. If you think about that concept of the half-life of information, right? It comes from the concept of when you get like nuclear materials, they've got a half-life, and that's the time taken for half of the material to just to disintegrate. So if you think about information, that also has a half-life, and the definition of a half-life of information is the time taken for half of what you know to become completely useless and outdated. So the thing about the internet, though, and marketing on the internet, is the half-life of information is about 6 months. So it's a very, very rapidly evolving field, and it's really hard for businesses to keep up to date with everything. What we're looking at here, though, is a really new opportunity for businesses to market in a performance-based way. Now, if you think about traditional advertising, what do they ask of you? They come around, whether they be the yellow pages, the print media, brochures, all sorts of people come around every 5 minutes trying to sell you advertising. And their basic story is, look, you advertise with us, and you'll get your brand known more widely, and you'll develop a greater presence in the mind of consumers, and hopefully you'll get more customers. But really, the emphasis is on hopefully. I mean, basically, it's just like gambling. You've got no way of guaranteeing that the money you spend with the advertising is going to have any effect. You might as well just go down to the casino. I mean, I remember one stage I was persuaded to do some advertising in the local cinema, and it cost at the time, it's about 10 years ago now, it cost about $4,000 or $5,000, and we didn't get one single customer the whole of the year off this particular advertising campaign. And every month I did everything I could to try and not pay, to get out of the contract, but I just couldn't get out of it. And it felt like I was just flushing $100 notes down the toilet month after month. It was a totally dispiriting experience. So, as a result of that, I have been, so keen to develop performance-based marketing that's more accountable. Because the truth of the matter is, if you've got a business, do you want to buy advertising? No, you don't want to buy advertising. You're not interested in buying advertising. What you're actually interested in is getting more customers, getting more clients, getting money in the bank, dollars in the till, whatever type of business you've got. So that's what you want, but you can't really buy that through the traditional advertising means. But nowadays with the internet you can. And what you can actually buy is advertising that's based on performance, so that if it doesn't work, you don't pay. I mean, how good is that? And often, this can be quite a sort of a brutal experience as well, because if you think about it, in the past when you've been buying traditional advertising, if it hasn't quote worked, and it's often quite hard to tell if it's worked or not, you can still give yourself a little bit of comfort in thinking, oh well, at least it I didn't seem to drive more business through the door, but at least I've increased my brand awareness, at least people know more about me. But with performance-based marketing, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you know about it. So it's tough, it's confronting, but at least you know where you are. It's an honest kind of marketing approach. Now, the question is though, is it actually possible for small, medium-sized enterprises to actually outsource this part of their function? Because we've said it's not the kind of thing that you can easily do in-house, because you don't have the skills, the time, the resources to do it. So I would suggest it is possible, right? And the reason you want to consider it is because in a way there's a crisis going on for small, medium-sized enterprises. There's a business opportunity out there on the internet that's absolutely going begging, because the businesses don't have the skills or resources to do anything about it. But fortunately though, it is now possible to get on the web in an effective way. And if you partner with a business like Votogo, it will enable you to develop measurable results, performance-based results. So if you want to know more, sign up for our newsletter, or you can even give me a ring or drop me an email if you want to go a bit further with this. I look forward to talking to you, and I hope you can get a good result with your online efforts.